A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Now when Jesus came into the district of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that the Son of Man is?" And they said, "Some say John the Baptist, but others Elijah, and still others Jeremiah or one of the prophets." He said to them, "But who do you say I am?" Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And Jesus answered them, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah. For flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not prevail against it. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
In today's reading, we hear Jesus telling Peter that it was God the Father who revealed to Peter that Jesus is the Messiah, the Father himself, and that Peter would be the rock upon which Jesus will build his church. At Bishop Michael Gillen's Episcopal ordination this year, Bishop Patrick Dunn spoke about the Peter chapter in John's Gospel, where Jesus asked Peter 3 times if Peter loved him. Bishop Pat said Jesus asked the only questions that mattered. "Peter, do you love me?" 3 times, poor old Peter, Bishop Pat said. And this struck me. Poor Peter. He must have felt helpless. How can he prove his love for Jesus when he, Peter, had denied knowing Jesus 3 times? I felt Peter's pain. Poor old Peter. So why Peter? Peter is probably the most well-known apostle. He was mentioned almost 200 times in the Gospel. We know Peter was always the first to give Jesus the right answer. "You are the Messiah," he said in this verse. "You have the words of everlasting life," he said in another one. But we know Peter was also the one of little faith. "Why did you doubt me?" Jesus said, as Peter sank into the waters and called for help. He was the one who denied knowing Jesus. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. If the church was a purely human organization, Peter would probably not have been appointed its CEO because of his failures. But the church is not only human, it is divine. The divine creator knew Peter would stumble at times, but he will always stand up again and follow Jesus, because at his core, Peter knew who Jesus is. Who can be a better foundation of the church? We are the church built upon the rock Peter. We are the recipients of the Father's revelation to Peter that Christ is the Messiah. Our church has weathered various scandals, challenges, and persecution over the centuries, and we will likely have more scandals, challenges, and persecution in our future. We are still on our journey to perfection, still following Jesus, because we know Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of the living God.